Right, so you've done your countless research online, you've been looking into these manufacturers, you finally narrowed it down to one, and you picked the Audi brand. Now you're just trying to figure out which model is the right one for you and your family that fits your best wants and your needs. My name's Jonathan.Ayala over at Audi West Houston. Let's go ahead and figure it out. Based off of my sales experience here, people narrowed it down to 3 categories when they pick out a car: the style, the safety, and the performance. I think the style speaks for itself on the Q8. Come with me, let's take a look inside. We'll go over the safety and the performance. I'm gonna be showing you the Q8 exterior, some of the interior features, and we're gonna be taking it out on a test drive so I can show you a little bit of that performance. Let's go and get started. All right guys, now you're gonna get a nice big 3.0 V6 engine in this Q8 that provides about 335 horsepower with 369 pounds of torque that gets your 0 to 60 in about 5.7 seconds. It's nicely paired up with the 8-speed transmission, so you get a nice flow between the gears. With that all-wheel drive, you get enough power in all 4 tires. Now you get about 18 miles per gallon in the city, 23 miles per gallon on the highway. That gives you about 20 miles per gallon combined. This model in particular is going to be a Premium Plus in the Navarra Blue Metallic with the Black Optic Plus package. I think it's a beautiful color combination. It's a nice deep blue that flows really nice into the Black Optic trim. Now starting up here up at the front, Audi loves their safety. They have a lot of sensors, cameras, and radars in the front to keep you and your family protected. Your 360 camera is going to be up at the front so you can see all around the car. You have your lane keep assist feature to continue within the lanes. Now moving on up, as you can see, I love the lines that Audi puts on their cars. It keeps it aggressive yet elegant and a nice flow into the headlights. You get 2 different designs. You get this one right here, like I said, is going to be your Premium Plus. You get your LED headlights, and you can also get your LED matrix headlights that's available in the Prestige trim. Now coming around here, we're gonna start getting into the wheels, and I'll tell you a little bit more details about them. With the Q8, this one has the S-Line Plus package that is available with the Premium Plus trim. Now, I personally love it because you get your 2-tone on the rims there. That's paired up beautifully there with the red brake calipers that's also available in the S-Line Plus package. The wheel, normally you get your 21-inch wheels with the S-Line. Now this one, because it's an S-Line Plus, you add an extra inch, just giving you a little bit more size. All right guys, now we're gonna be going over the back side of the Q8. I think this is where you're gonna be able to tell all the difference between the Q8 and the Q7. A couple of differences. The Q7, you can see it's gonna be boxed out a little bit more. Q8 is 4 inches shorter, and it's gonna give you a slope here in the back, giving you a more aggressive look to it. Now, this is where you get to see the Audi on the road if you're behind it. With Audi's signature sequential taillights, I mean, when they're using that turning signal, it starts off here in the middle and ends up coming out to the outside. And I love the way that the taillights wrap also on the outside on the Q8, just giving you a nice look. Now you can also see a couple of the Black Optic accents back here with the Audi badging on the rings, the Q8. Now moving down here, what I like is Audi loves to focus a little bit on the details. I mean, they entered a nice little honeycomb design here, which I think looks great. Now don't look at the exhaust tips, they're not real, but that's okay, it still looks good. Now, this rear bumper is loaded with lots of sensors and radars. Your Audi Presense rear, and also with pedestrian walking as well. If you're backing out of the parking space or backing out of your driveway and there's a kid running across, essentially the car's gonna slam on the emergency brakes so that way you don't hit anybody. But what I like is if someone's getting too close, too fast to you, let's say in a rear end collision, God forbid, essentially what it does is it's gonna roll up the windows and tighten up the seatbelt and bracing for impact, which is perfect to keep you and your family safe. Down here at the bottom though, you do have something that's standard on all the Audi SUVs, which is your hands-free power tailgate. All you'd have to do is just kick your foot right under, in line with the Audi rings, take a step back, and it's gonna go ahead and open it up for you. Now, there you can see how big the cargo room is. Like I said, it's only 4 inches shorter than the Q7, but it's still gonna have all the width and all the space in there. Perfect for your luggage, perfect for your backpacks, and especially if you have kids, all of their gym bags and things like that. Now you do have a privacy cover in case you want to cover those things up, so that way no one can look inside your car. And once you're done, you can go ahead and close it back up just by going and kick your foot under and take a step back and make your way up to the front. Because the Q8 is going to be a coupe, as you can see, you do have your frameless windows, which I love. Follow down here, you do have your soft plastic material along with some leather here. Now you do have your natural wood inlays, which I think goes perfect with the Sega beige interior. And as you can see, you do have your aluminum door handle with a couple different accents here all around. Now, moving down here, you do have the Bang & Olufsen sound system, the upgraded sound system, so you get an extra subwoofer in the back, which is available in the Premium Plus model and above. All right, guys, now I'm sitting inside the Q8. As you can see, it's got plenty of room here for your friends and your family and your kids. Right now, I have the seat moved up, and the reason why I have that is because in case you have a lot of stuff in the back, you can see here, you do have a couple of spaces here for your legs. Like I said, Audi loves to point out the details. Now back here, it looks like it's gonna be like a harder plastic material, although it still looks like leather. I think it's perfect. If you have kids who are sitting in car seats or somebody who likes to kick in the back of your seat, it's gonna prevent any damage to the front leather there on the seat. Now, as far as the space goes, I mean, you have 3 seat belts here for 3 people to sit comfortably. Now, in our midsize SUVs, I like to say, because they're a little bit more narrow, there you can sit 2 people comfortably. This one, I think I'm pretty confident in saying 3 people. Now you have a couple car seat clips here for your car seats, and an armrest here in case you don't have that third person, just to make it a little bit more comfortable. But what I like is you can slide the seat back, so in case you don't have things in the back, slide it back, you can recline it, and just making it a lot more comfortable and a lot more room back here. I mean, here, let's say, put down the armrest. You know, I can go on a road trip for 5 hours, 6 hours, it does not matter. Now, here you have a couple AC vents. Down here, you have some up here for the face. You have a little touchscreen here for your temperature controls. If you have the cold weather package, it's gonna provide heated seats also in the back row as well. And then very last, you have a couple USB port, making sure your phones and the iPads for the kids are gonna be charged up, making sure they're entertained for the whole ride. All right, guys, now we're gonna be going over the driver's side of the vehicle. Lots of technology, I love it. It looks awesome in here. Let's go and take a look. Now we're gonna be going over Audi's 3rd generation MMI system. I love it just because a lot of the times people compare it to having an iPhone. Super user friendly. The reason why is because you have your shortcuts here that'll reflect the applications that you see there in front of you between your home, your radio, your music, your phone, and your navigation. Now, one of my favorite features are going to be the navigation with this MMI system, just because you do have your 3D touch system there. Now, normally, instead of having to click one by one on the keyboard there, you can select that option there. And essentially, let's say if you want to go to Audi, all you'd have to do is just type it in right there, select the one you want to go to, and then hit start. And then it'll reflect your map that you see here right there in front of you in your virtual cockpit. Now, and here I'll use this for my radio. Down here, I'll always use that for my climate control. It's very easy to use. All you'd have to do is just click and drag on the temperature and the fan speed. Moving on to the bottom there, as you can see, you get your standard heated seats that come on all the vehicles. Now, this one in particular, you do get your ventilated seats as well. You get a couple shortcut switches here. Now, for your different driving modes, you have your drive select there, that all you'd have to do is just with the click of a button, instead of having to go through the screens, you can toggle between the comfort, the auto, and the dynamic mode. The difference between those is the comfort softens everything up when it comes to the suspension, the steering, and the gas pedal, just giving you a softer, more plush ride. Auto automatically adjusts to the road in front of you, and dynamic, it'll tighten everything up when it comes to the suspension, steering, and the gas pedal, just giving you a very sporty ride. Now, if you want a little bit of both, let's say if you want a sportier drive with softer steering, or I'm sorry, softer suspension along with softer steering, you're able to kind of customize it there in the individual by hitting that little clipboard next to it. Now, right under that is another one of my favorite features, is going to be that 360 camera. The reason why is because with a big SUV like this, you want to make sure that you're aware of all your surroundings. If I'm parking in a garage, I'm able to toggle the camera in front of me. If I want to see if I'm in between the lines, I can get the eagle eye view. But my favorite is going to be that 3D view there that'll allow you to see where you are in relation to the things around you. I think that looks awesome. All right, guys, now we're going to be going over Audi's virtual cockpit. I love it because you do get, it's a modern tech look that you get inside the car. I mean, just right here, you get your Google Earth map that you're able to zoom in and out of, which it will reflect the turn-by-turn directions after you put an address in the navigation. And I love it because it's going to be right there in the line of sight. You're not going to get distracted by having to look at your phone or having to look off to the side. Now you can toggle between that, your phone calls, your music, and your vehicle information if you'd like to. You can zoom that in if you'd like to see your speedometer a little bit more also as well. And you can control all of that stuff here by the left-hand side of the steering wheel. Right-hand side is going to be for your volume, your channel changing, and your answering and declining of the phone calls. Right behind the steering wheel, you're gonna have your paddle shifters in case you want that extra feel for the car. And right behind those, you're gonna get your turning signal lever, which you are gonna get your lane keep assist feature button on and off right here. Right under that is gonna be for your cruise control. If you have the driver assistance package, you are gonna get your adaptive cruise control, which will allow you to gauge the distance to the car in front of you. And then you're gonna have your windshield wiper lever there, which you may not even need it because they are gonna be automatic. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for tuning in throughout the whole video. If you found this information useful and helpful for your research, please go ahead and hit the thumbs up button somewhere down below. If you can't find it, let me know that you can't find it down below in the comments and I'll show you exactly where it's at. I do need a little bit of help on my upcoming video for the next model. So let me know also in the comments which model you'd like to see. If you are in the Houston area, I'm gonna go ahead and plug in the link to our website down below, AudiWest.com. Don't forget to filter Audi West Houston so you can see exactly what we have here on our lot. So that way I can pick to see what we got on our next video. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it and I'll see you on the next one.